What's up, everybody? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Whoop Wednesday. Thanks for coming, friends. In the chat, Dreams.fpv tagged me first. He said, I guess I'm all alone here. It's just me and you, Ciotti. Don Lads just tagged me and said, hey, bro, how's it going? In the chat, if you want to talk directly to me, you're going to type my name, CiottiFPV. It's right down here. If you forget how to spell it, Ciotti, no space, FPV. When you do that, it's going to highlight your comment in orange, and when I'm over here working for this whole stream, maybe I'll see it. If I don't, I'm sorry, but I probably will. I do a pretty good job of that. We're going R3D shifters, which is supposed to be pronounced red shifters. Muon tonight. I've had this for a while, and I'm continuing to kind of explore what we've been talking about lately, which is Whoop's set up as pushers versus normal. What do we call them? Pullers? Like, if when it's upside down, it's a pusher. When it's right side up, I guess that would make it a puller, right? I don't know. This is a puller. This is not a pusher. I'm going to put a very similar setup on it. Actually, I'm going to put the identical setup on it to what I had the Beta FPV rig with as a pusher. So we should be able to somewhat tonight debunk or confirm that, yeah, pushers are causing some vibration issues if you've been following along. So yeah, let's just dive in and get some work done. Weirdo the Skateboard says, what's a good starter Whoop? Mobula 6. I mean, Mobula 6 is a good finisher Whoop too. Yeah, if I were to go back and do it all over again, I would have just bought like 4 or 5 Mobula 6s and just been done with it. Their AIOs use the standard motor plugs, so you don't have to direct solder motors, which is maddening. And they use an MPU 6000 gyro. Those two things, coupled with the fact that you can get a Mobula 6 with these 0802 25,000 kV motors, I really don't know why you would buy anything else, to be totally honest. I really wish that the Newbie drone boards used the standard connectors, because I do really like the Newbie drone board. The version 1 at least I like. The version 2 I'm suspect of, because it has that Bosch gyro, which I've had issues with in the past. So I'm sort of at a loss. And on top of everything else, I thought I was pretty dead set on this Happy Model version X or version 2, or it's the new Happy Model AIO, but unfortunately they had to go and they had to join with everybody else doing weird shit and moving away from the norm, and what they did is they put the bind button here. Let's see if I can get that shit to focus for you guys. God damn it, Larry. They put the bind button here, and by putting the bind button there, this motor plug here had to move over. See how this motor plug here is like right on the corner, same distance as these two? Well, yeah, this motor plug has been pushed over that way, and that's a problem. That doesn't fit in a bunch of frames. So I don't know, man. There's just, like, I just want to be able to suggest one thing to you guys. Is that too much to ask? I just want to be able to say, this is the frame that you should buy. This is the AIO that you should buy. This is the camera that you should buy, and be done with it. But that's not the world that we live in. Dauntless H says, I'm not sure how, but somehow pushers/pullers relate to that. Oh, boy. License to Drive says, have you seen the Mob Light 6? I have. The Mob Light 7 I'm actually more interested in than the 6. with those big bi-blades. Those big bi-blades should work on 0802s, and that should be kind of interesting. Don Ladd says, just finished servicing my radio, cleaning my gimbals. Much smoother now. I just did that, Don, believe it or not. And I did not get your message in Patreon. I just went in there super quick to tag everybody. If you guys want a quick response, don't message me in Patreon. You can absolutely always message me in Patreon, but you're never going to get a quick response. Facebook, Instagram, Patreon are the... I meant to say Discord a minute ago. If you want a quick response, don't message me in Discord. Patreon, Instagram, Facebook are the 3 spots you guys can message me that you'll get a quick response. And by quick, I mean like within a day or 2. Jay Sherrington says, what's the joint earth mod should I do to improve video? I've never heard of a joint earth mod, but basically your best bet for good video without noise is to just have a unified ground pad, which means that the ground coming off of your camera goes to the same pad as the ground coming off of your VTX. That's pretty much the main way. If you're on my Patreon page, I do have a post. Hey, speaking of, look, here's my Patreon page. And on this page, if you scroll down a little bit here, I have this filtered for posts with the tag Tech Talk. And I do have a post from a while back in Tech Talk on the Patreon page called... Where the hell is it? Hey, cleaning up video noise. Look at that. A whole bunch of really good info on different ways to clean up video noise. And here we go. Here's a noisy video feed troubleshoot. I was working with Jason Kennedy way back when, and we covered some really good ground on how to clean up your video noise. So there you go. Hopefully somebody will join I'm trying to encourage at least one person to join Patreon per stream. If I can get one new patron per stream, I'm hoping that by 2020 this can be a more viable career for me, and I can just keep going into 2021. So yeah, who's it gonna be? I got my email up. Whoever, if somebody wants to join the Patreon page, I'm gonna give you a shout out and some love for joining the Patreon page. Hey, speaking of shout outs, according to Gapit, my buddy Brad cmykFPV reminded me of this. According to Gapit, I've now officially made it because I'm starting to get hate in the YouTube comments. Gapit says that's how you know that you finally made it on one of the FPV show episodes. Yeah, last night and then this morning, two people drinking the haterade, just trying to tell me how to do my job. The one guy told me all these things that I needed to do with my channel, and then I said, "What do you do for a living?" I was assuming that he worked in marketing or had a really successful YouTube channel, but no, he was a mechanical engineer. So it's strange how he was so knowledgeable about how to run a successful YouTube channel. Weird, strange the way this thing's going to work. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate feedback most when I ask for it. Unwarranted feedback that goes against what everybody else says. Yeah, it's not really something that I'm looking for, unfortunately. So I always appreciate it, but yeah, if you're gonna give somebody feedback, just don't like make suggestions to them. Don't tell them what to do. Don't say like you need to do this and you need to do that when they're making free content for you. Just a tip. Ken Hill says that TrueRC Blaze antenna looks cool. I know, Ken. I want them really bad, but it's just another wire. And I really try to keep things as simple as possible, so it is what it is. I probably won't go down that road, but that's a lie. I'll definitely get one at some point. Tom Ladd says, it's only to say Patreon is fine, so I must have been on the giveaway list the other night. Wait, what? Okay. It's only to say Patreon is fine, so I must have been on the giveaway. Okay, so we're good now, Don. Awesome. Thank you. Guillermo's here. What's up, brother? Dauntless H says, my Toolkit M8 drained battery when I turned off the power supply, went to 4.2 volts total. Eesh. Did surgery, and it only fully killed one of the cells, so now I have a 2S450 now. There you go. Dauntless making the best out of a shitty situation. I've always wondered that. I've always assumed that if you leave batteries plugged in to the chargers and then you unplug the charger, that the battery would feed back into the charger in some way. So I've always just unplugged them. I'm guessing that's what happened, Dauntless, right? You turned off the power to the charger, but the battery was still plugged in, so the battery was pushing back into the charger. Confirmed. It's good that that now we know. License to Drive says, yes, I have an original Mobile 6 with a good lens, eyeballing the Mobile 7 over the Nanohawk. Man, Emax was supposed to send me one of those Nanohawks. I was all excited, and then they didn't. Jay Sherrington says, no, we got that. Oh my god, am I caught up on the chat already? No. Only reason is that the charger is a tool, so it kept the LED screen on, which you can do S-bus measurements and servo measurement. I didn't even know you could do that on the M8. That's really good to know. Guillermo says, taken out of the giveaway because... Wait, what? I was taken out of the giveaway because I live in a poor country. What giveaway? Surely not my giveaways. I didn't take you out of them. Did you take yourself out of them? What's happening? Guillermo's trolling me. I know it. Let's do some work. What do you think? This should be a fairly straightforward little setup, but wait a second. Do I have a second one of these? No. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second, friends. All right, got it. Dunlad says, when I have a cell die, I always remove the bad one and use the battery for something else. I've pulled the shrink wrap off of a battery before with the intention to do that, and then when I saw how kind of creepy, I'm just moving the mic here, guys. When I saw how kind of creepy it would be to solder to those weird ass little I don't know. It just it seemed a little too sketchy for me, so I didn't do it. Hey, edit coming tomorrow. I'll give you guys a little sneaky peek here. Hold on. No stream tomorrow, but there will be an edit tomorrow. I'll give you guys a little teaser. Come on, internet, work. There it goes. And if I go here, and I go over here, there, look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh. So yeah, look out for that. 6 o'clock tomorrow. You'll get to see what that's all about. Or I could just click it now, and you guys could watch it. Oh wow! It won't even let me watch it. I'll be damned. Okay. I guess you guys. I tried. I tried to give you guys the sneak peek. YouTube wouldn't let me. Dalton says, the tabs that come out of the battery make me wonder if sag can come from those. They're super thin pieces of metal. Yeah, it's true, Dalton. I never thought about that. Guillermo still loves me. Weirdo Skateboard says, Mobula 6 any good for flying around a smallish room? Yeah, because it's the light. The really cool thing about the Mobula 6 is that it's the lightest setup. When you look at SR13 setup, it's almost identical. It's almost just a Mobula 6. And yeah, in terms of small, flying in small spaces, all that really, well, not all that matters, but the majority of what matters is the all-up weight. The lighter the all-up weight, the better, because it's going to have less momentum to go crashing into walls and shit. So, yeah. There's that. Let's build this shit. What do you guys say? What do you guys say? So, we're going to go Happy Model 0802 25,000 kV. This is the new Happy Model AIO. And then we've got the runcam split 3 light, which you have to have this little piece for it, and you can only get this little piece with the Mobula 6 HD. So, yeah, be aware of that. I've never seen this little piece available anywhere other than just on the rig. That's not true. That's not true, because I didn't buy a Mobula 6 HD. Where the hell did I get this? Oh! I got this from the shop up in from a shop up in Canada. They sold this piece along with the Mobula 6 HD canopy. So that's really what it is. If you want to build your own Muon, but you don't want to just... I mean, realistically, I've bought all the pieces individually from a Mobula 6 HD, other than the motors. So, like, if you want to build one of these Muons, like what I'm going to build here, I really think that your best bet is just to buy a Mobula 6 HD. And then if you need more power, get these 0802 25,000 kV motors and just call it a day. Let's do things. So the only soldering that we're going to need to do, mercifully, is to fix these battery leads. They for some reason have them coming off the side, which makes them ram right into the side of the whoop duct. So we need to fix that. We're going to put those on the bottom, as they should be. And then I'm going to need to solder to these ridiculous little holes here. We'll see more of that in a minute. Let's do this battery lead first. But yeah, I need to get the video in with these holes, and I need to get some voltage out. And I guess... So I'm going to build this on 1 Yeah, and I need to get the voltage from there because it needs to be 5 volt. I don't want to pull directly off the battery because then I'm only going to get 1S voltage. So it's going to be, 4.3 volts for a while. Well, no, not for a while. For about 1 second. And then it's going to sag down to, JFPV, what's up, dude? Weirdo with a skateboard. We talked about that one. And then Dodlad says they're okay to solder to just tin it up well. What are we talking about, Don? I forget what we were talking about. You're wondering if masking tape is conductive on Monday. I don't think it is at all because it's on the top of the cells of GNB micro batteries. Nice. That's awesome. Curtis, yeah, it's a full edit. I know it's crazy for me to be putting up like an actual normal edit rather than a live stream, but yeah, it's a full edit from flying at his house a couple weeks ago when we were filming for the Flow State documentary. And by we, I mean James Christensen and his crew were filming. I was just there weirdly as talent, which is just the strangest thing in the land. But if you do something long enough and you pour enough time and effort into it, you can become talent too, I guess. I wouldn't suggest it, but you can. Okay, let me see if I can do this bare-handed, so I don't have to use this stupid helping hands things. Come on, little guy. Go through. Go through the through hole. Oh, yes, look at you. Look at you, negative lead. Oh, my God. That was just beautiful. Yeah, trying to use the through holes can be a real pain in the ass, but weirdly, doing it by hand like this kind of makes it easier. It's a pain in the ass to do shit by hand like this, full stop, but there are some things, like using the through holes, that doing it by hand like this actually kind of works. I'm not going to say that it works well, but it does kind of work. I think that's why most people don't use through holes, because they're just a real pain in the ass to, like, because you got to heat on one side and then you got to push through from the other side, and like even with the helping hands, it's still kind of a nightmare. But yeah, lately I've been doing it as you see me doing it right now, and shockingly, it's been all right. So let's try it again. Let's see if we can go 2 for 2. All right. And in theory, this one will be even easier than the other one, because the other one was the ground pad. I have a feeling that I just bridged these. All right. Was not able to get that one. The wire just gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and it gets to a point where you got to sort of bail. And yeah, I did bridge these guys, so let's just fix that first. Okay. So when you bridge 2 pads, the easiest way to break that bridge is just to get the pad that you're working on hot, and then like flick the tip of the soldering iron away from that pad. And what it'll do is it'll kind of melt both, but then when you flick the tip of the iron away from that pad that you're working with, typically it will remove just enough. So solder travels towards the heat, so you're gonna pull some solder along with the tip of the iron, and usually it's gonna pull just kind of the exact right amount, so that you can to clear the pad off, I should say. All right. And come on. There we go. All right, so that's kind of one of the other tricks to the through holes, is just to put the exposed bit of wire down against a piece of wood or something, whatever you push your soldering iron against, and just push down on that area and then pull the wire out, and just really do it a couple times, and it'll get all the strands of wire into a nice little circle, so that it'll hopefully fit through the damn through hole. All right, so let's give this one more shot. And if I can't get it this time, I'll break out the helping hands. But I got it. Oh, I got it. It looks like when I was unbridging these pads, the ground popped out a little bit. So let me just real quick get the ground hot again, and there it is. That's all I wanted. Okay, cool. So we're good to go. Now we've got the 1S lead spitting out the bottom, and look at that. That's, hold on, let me just double check it. Yeah, that's good to know. So the lead that Happy Model gives you is solid pin. That's kind of nice. Don Ladd says battery terminals. Oh, right. Don Ladd said previously, said they're okay to solder up to, just tin it well. Yeah, I didn't even, I looked at it, I was like, I'm not getting my soldering iron anywhere near that. Big Taters says, where do you get that sick purple grip for your transmitter? Tweet FPV, Big Taters. Shout out to Tweet FPV. Now that people don't want me doing shout outs, it makes me want to do them 1,000 times more often. Fair warning. Yeah, Tweet FPV is a really cool guy. Dan is super awesome. His channel here on YouTube is great. Definitely check him out. And then over on his Etsy store, under the name Tweet FPV, he's got transmitter grip tape in the purple and red that I love, which I think he calls CiottiFPV color. And he does have other colors, but you don't want those. You want the purple. I know you. I know you better than you know yourself. You want the purple. Copper612 says, I made my first build video just recently and now appreciate how brave Ciotti is to do it live. Yeah, it's a lot of work, right, Copter? It's I don't do edited build videos because it multiplies the amount of work by like a factor of 1,000. Doing them live is at least I have the excuse of like I was live. Cool, Felix. Felix says nothing wrong with shoutouts because Felix understands the world around us. They're kind of necessary, to be totally honest. I mean, the majority of the shoutouts that I give are from people sending me things for free, and the only reason that they're sending me things for free is so that they can get a shout out. That's just sort of, I thought that was pretty obvious. I didn't really know that I had to explain that, but hey, what do I know? So yeah, they're never gonna stop or even slow down. So suck it, world. Weirdo Skateboard says, if you want to do an edited video, hit us up and I'll get back to you for the help. Wait, what? What do you mean, weirdo? Okay, the lead is on there. Now, unfortunately, I have to figure out how the hell... Look at how small these pads are that I have to solder to. Wait, I'm literally going to have to zoom the Logitech in order to be able to show you this. Look at how small these pads are that I'm going to have to deal with. Look at that bullshit. Can you believe that? God damn it, Larry. I think they're actually... they made them through holes, but man, I don't know. I don't think a 30 gauge wire is going to fit through those. I'm going to be honest. We're about to find out, but I am very skeptical. So it looks like there's a couple leads already on here. Let's see what happens. So for sure, in this case, I'm actually going to go a step further. I'm going to trim these, and I'm not even going to tin these wires, because I think that once these wires are tinned, they're going to be too big to fit through there, because, tinning wires is adding material, obviously. And yeah, like, this is going to be really tight. So that's what she said, and let's see what we can do. I am going to strip these with my fingernails because my fingernails won't nick the wires on the inside. With a 30 gauge wire, you've got about 8 strands of metal in there. So if you use anything made of metal to strip a 30 gauge wire and it nicks and or cuts through one of those wires, you've reduced your the amount of conductive shit inside the wire by a big percentage, 1/8. So don't do that. 30 gauge wires, just use your fingernails, because your fingernails will never nick one of the wires. So, moment of truth. Will these fit through the holes? Can we put them in the hole? So video out is up top. Video in is right next door. Okay, so video in is that hole there. Let's check this out. My God, I can barely see this. Wow, I actually don't think I can do this with my human eyeballs. I think I need to put... Yeah, wow, I can't... it's so small that I have no, like, depth perception. I'm just like... Everybody be quiet. It's in there. It's in there. Oh God, it's in there. Oh, that's not the right one though. I got to do the 5-volt. Oh, and it fell out anyway. Okay. Wow. Okay, so they go in. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. There's a mega church. That mega church that you guys have seen me fly in those 1 battery videos. That church is like 1.5 miles away. For some reason, they, like every day now, they've built these 2 huge stages in that grass field, and it feels like every day they've now like got concerts and shit, and like it's so loud that it like comes through the fucking closed windows.
I was just about to say something like I can hear it perfectly in the bedroom.
Yeah,
like they're next door to us.
I
hear everything right now. And it's
damn it. And, like, I can't talk shit because I'm a loud motherfucker. And, like... But, I don't know. Does it really have to be, like... that loud? Like, we're really far away, dude. Like, it takes me a few minutes to drive to that place. Is it just... I try not to be... that guy that screams, you know, get off my lawn, but I don't know. They're doing sound check all day. They're fucking railing like this all night. Like, just go eat shit.
Some of the instruments in the bedroom on the window. Like,
yeah, it shakes so hard that our windows like our windows are vibrating and shit. It's like, dude, what? There's like you know, we're in an apartment complex with hundreds of people. Really, like we all have to. I don't know. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Yo, this is hard. Oh, I got it. Really? You're gonna bridge right like that? I didn't even put much... Oh, wow, this is really difficult. So the reason that I'm having to use these holes is I'm a dumb person, and this AIO comes with a nice little plug header and a nice little cable to do what I'm doing right now, but I broke it off on the previous Whoop Wednesday because I thought I was going to use this in a different frame. Basically, the Cockroach 75 frame. The Cockroach 75 frame doesn't work with this AIO at all unless you break this plug header off. But then even after you've broken that plug header off, it still doesn't really work all that well because of what I showed you guys at the beginning, where they put the bind button here and they move this motor plug over. So yeah, it was your boy being a dum-dum, which yeah, par for the course, I guess. So did it bridge or did it not bridge? It did not bridge, and it actually looks okay. If you're gonna not tin a wire like this, you really want to make sure that you put enough heat into the pad and push as much solder as you can into that pad. Since the wire's not tinned, you kind of have to tin the wire and tack it all at the same time. So now I'm going to try to get into the video through hole here. Come on, little friend, get in there. You too good for your home? Jesus. Yeah, and it's like way harder now that the first one is connected, because it like kind of pushes away in this weird, I don't know how to explain it, but it is a little bit harder now. That's what she said. Who's going to join the Patreon page and get themselves a shout out tonight? First person to join for as little as 10 cents a day, which is $3 whole a month, will get some love on tonight's stream. As I said earlier, if I can get one new patron per stream, I think that 2021 can be a year that I do this full-time all year. But I need your guys' help. If I'm going to do this in the way that we've been doing it, which is that, you know, there's very little sponsorship, there's very little, basically the Joshua Bardwell model of, I want to work for you guys. I don't want to work for a company, right? Like I don't want to work for a company that's going to affect my objectivity in any way. Yeah, everybody's got to chip in a couple dollars. I do that with as many people as I can over on Patreon. I spend about $100 a month on Patreon supporting other people, and a bunch of them follow me back, so it kind of evens out. But it's probably about a half of those people follow me back. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that Patreon has kind of opened my eyes to the magic of supporting people directly, so that they can follow whatever, they can do what they're doing. Like they don't have to go out and try to make a living and then do the thing that they're also presenting to you on Patreon, and it allows people to do some really cool shit. And it's, in my opinion, like it's what I would rather have, right? Like I would rather support somebody and be their boss, in air quotes, right? And be able to have a voice in what they produce in terms of content and shit like that. That's been a really cool experience for me on Patreon. So yeah, I don't know. I just think it's pretty cool like that. There are some people that have this attitude towards Patreon of like, oh, I can go on there and beg for people to just give me money for free. And it's just like, well, you totally missed the point, right? Like, if somebody wants to give you money, for the most part, let them give you money. Like, if someone wants to support you, if someone likes what you're doing, and they want you to continue doing it, in what world, right? Like, let them. But I know a lot of people have this weird, like, toxic masculinity pride, where it's like, no, I have to earn it. Well, you already earned it, right? If somebody wants to give you money to keep doing what you're doing, you've already done the work to earn it. Like, people don't just give strangers money to keep doing what they're doing. People give, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to hear people bash on Patreon. Although it's funny because those people will, if at some point those people end up going over to Patreon, it's funny, right? Because it's like I looked up hypocrite in the dictionary and it said CU. So this ground through hole is not opened. Weirdo with Skateboard says, "A will join Patreon when I get a job." Weirdo! Type slower so I can read it. Dauntless H says, how's the FPV feed from that camera? I don't know, Dauntless. I actually have not. I wired it up, and for some... It looks like I wired it up, but I don't ever remember having used this camera. I'm hoping to get this done tonight and maybe show you guys the FPV feed. I need a clothespin. Wait, no. This isn't a clothespin, is it? What is this called? I guess this is a clothespin, right? When you've got a through hole that... Fuck. Where did that just go? Oh, for Christ's sakes. Hold on, guys. There, I've got an open clothespin on the floor. Not only do I need it, but I don't want to step on it. I heard it hit... Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Whew. Crisis averted. Yeah, one of these little... If this isn't a clothespin, whatever the hell this is called, is what I use to unjam through holes. And yeah, there we go. It looks like there was a little bit of like maybe conformal coating or something like that was on this. Nah, it's not conformal. I don't know what it was. A little epoxy of some sort maybe. And yeah, you can just ram it in there and wiggle it around a little bit. Alec Dvornik with the... Hey! Alec Dvornik, huge shout out to that man. He did all those awesome time codes the other night, and then I put them into the live stream, and it worked. If you guys look back at Monday night's live stream, like right now, like go look at it right now. There are time codes, but also in the on the bottom of the screen, in the progress bar thing, they're in there as well. It's so goddamn cool. There's Don Lads with the That's What She Said. I was hoping you guys would... safety pin, that's it. Thank you, Frank. A safety pin, not a clothespin. Duh. Alec Dvornik also calling out safety pin. Yeah, Alec, thanks, man. It's officially official at this point, I think. If you guys want time codes in these live streams... It's on you. I still can't think of a way for me to do it without rewatching all of my streams, and I just can't do that for my sanity. And I just don't. You guys don't want me spending 10 hours a week of the, like 60 or so, 50 to 60 hours a week. I do things for you guys in indirect ways, right? And you guys don't want me spending 10 plus hours a week doing that. That's not a great use of my time. So it's on you guys. Here's what you can do though to make it nice and simple. In the chat, every time you guys drop a time code that's not like Ciotti said something that, Ciotti said balls. If it's an actual time code, I will copy it out of the chat. You got to make sure you tag me. That's the big thing. But yeah, tag me in the chat. Drop the time code. Drop a little description of the interesting thing that happened on that time code, and I can copy and paste that directly into the live, the description here that's going on right now, and at the end of the stream, it'll become a time code. And everyone will love you for it. I can't guarantee that I'll give you a shout out like I gave Alec in the description the other day. I did that because he did like a million of these time codes, right? Like I can't give everybody a shout out. But, I mean, if one person does a whole bunch of time codes like Alec did, I'm going to show him some love because, yeah. If you go above and beyond, and, I mean, if you do anything to help me out for the most part, like, I'm going to give you the credit that you deserve. Even though some people don't think I should. I'm still, I gotta be honest, I'm still a little baffled at, I don't know, like, in what world is it like, yo, stop helping other people, like, is it just me? Like, can you guys imagine telling someone on the internet to not give shout-outs to other people that are helping him? Like, where do you have to be at to say something like that? I don't know. Probably just me. I'm sure I'm the asshole. If anything, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so Redshifter's frame. Really, really cool design for the double stack setup because you mount your AIO on what amounts to like the inside of this frame where these where the rubber grommets are, right? That's where the AIO is going to go in those rubber grommets. And then if you have a second board, you can put it up on top of these guys. And it makes like a really nice gap in between the two of them. And yeah, it just kind of works. Just works, yo. The only issue is going to be the fact that I got to do something about these antennas. Oh, Alec asked about 1106s. That's right. All up weight for 1106 on 3S. Depends on the prop size as well, Alec. But realistically, I would not run an 1106 on any prop bigger than a 2.5. Really, I really only like 11.0 anything motors on a 2-inch prop. So a 2.5 is going to be pushing it a little bit, but at least it has the stator height. And I'm assuming like you already have them, Alec. Nice weirdo. Ciotti told me not to tag this one. So yeah, if you already have those motors, I would go 2.5-inch prop, and I would try to keep that build below like 180 all up. I would really, if possible, I'd try to get it down to like 160, or even less than that. But yeah, 2.5-inch props at the absolute biggest, and you should be pretty good to go. So with the Redshifter's frames, the front of the frame always has these things. I don't know what to call them, but that's how you can always tell the front of the Redshifter's frames. They've always got it helps hold they put the camera down there, so it helps hold the camera. So we're gonna feed the battery lead out the back there, and now I'm just gonna kind of take a look at, well, I think yeah, we're in a good spot. I can put the AIO in here, and then we'll figure out what the hell we're gonna do about these antennas once it's in. This is this, when you put the AIO into one of these Redshifters frames, just at this point right now, take a deep breath, chill out, because you can break the top of these. If you get all angry at this point, you can break the frame. So just chill. It's gonna fit. I swear it's gonna fit, even if it doesn't seem like it's gonna fit in that moment. Just take a deep breath. I try to push the board itself to compress the rubber grommet, and then I'll try to just gently pull the frame and just get one at a time so that you can get two of them easily, and then the third and the fourth ones are where you can potentially break the frame. So just chill, relax, and just use as little force as you possibly can. I got that one just now, and now we just got to get this last one here. So again, we're just going to pull the board away from it, and then just gentle, and it'll drop right on in there. The newbie drone boards are a little bit harder. This Happy Model board dropped in there really easily. The newbie drone boards, maybe they're a little bit bigger because they fight you a little bit more. But just take a deep breath and chill, because you can and will break those. So now you're going to get to see what I meant about how these antennas are going to kind of get in the way. So at this point, the HD board is going to drop on top like this, and I can already feel that the one antenna is pushing into this. And what I'm wondering is if I can run the antenna up vertically. That's why I wanted to kind of test fit this. And it's not looking great for being able to do that. So, so this is the one antenna here. I would really rather not have to have it be like completely in between the boards, but it might need to be. I would really like to get some vertical bend in this antenna, but in order to do that, I've got to point it outwards. Hey, Turbo Shill here. Over on Fiverr.com, I would like to work for you guys. And cmykFPV and I did a little sim training and instruction session today. And he seemed to have a really good time, and my God, did he progress! In the span of like a half an hour, there were a couple like pretty high end concepts that I was going through with him, and he like started to really nail them, and I was really impressed. I think you guys talk a lot of shit on yourselves about like, oh, I can't fly for shit. I don't think you guys are giving yourselves enough credit, man. You can fly. You guys can fly good, man. You guys know what's up. And yeah, it was really good. I can feel myself starting to get a little bit better at it, which is really good. I'm figuring out how to explain things in like multiple different ways, because there tends to be like, everybody's brain is a little bit different, and there tends to be like a way of explaining things that will click differently for different people. So for me as an instructor, and this was the same thing back in race car days, one of the things that I have a lot of luck with is figuring out like 3 or 4 different ways to explain the same thing, and then I'll explain it one way, and if that clicks, great. If I don't feel like it's clicking with the person, I'll explain it a different way, and I'll just kind of go boom, 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 and eventually one of those ways of verbalizing the thing that I'm trying to show them or do or whatever it may be, eventually the particular wording that I've used clicks for that particular person, and they have that aha moment. And so yeah, shout out to cmykFPV for trusting your boy Ciotti to give him a little bit of flight instruction, and yeah, I had a really good time. So if you want to get better as a pilot, one of the ways to do so in a hurry, see, that's the thing, right? Anybody can just put like in motorsport. instruction is a very, very sought after thing that you pay a shitload of money for. Like in the car world, you'll pay no less than like $300 or $400 for any kind of an instructor worth their salt. And then in FPV, like that just doesn't exist. Probably because we're still like a pretty fresh hobby, right? Like we're still pretty new. Automobile racing has been around forever. I mean, literally since the first auto. I think I can just desolder this. Yeah. So I want to solder this in a different direction. And I can't believe they use it. I mean, I can believe that they use this as an antenna, but I don't like that they use this as an antenna. Since it is an antenna, I want to try to run it as straight as possible, so I think I'm going to run it out the side here. So if I put it down like that, yeah. Let's see what I can do here. I got to hold this at a crazy angle because there's a MOSFET right next door to this pad. So I got to put this up at an angle, but it should be good to go. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Give it a little tug, make sure it's not going to rip off. Oh yeah, that is good to go. So I think what I'm going to do is like run it up and over this other board. All right, so I think I got enough stuff out of the way. But yeah, having someone else who has, you know, double, triple, quadruple, whatever, the amount of flight hours as you, just sit there and watch and just give you some feedback, in my opinion, is super valuable. It's something that I would have killed for when I was really focused on learning to become a better pilot and just really focused on flying over everything else. It can really, you tend to develop a lot of bad habits, and there's just a lot of things that having another set of eyes and also having someone who actually knows how to instruct, right? Because like we can all find somebody local and go out and fly with them and ask them to get in the goggles, and yeah, they're gonna get in the goggles and they're gonna go, oh, that looks cool, oh, that was cool, oh, that was cool, oh, that was cool, oh, that was cool. You don't really get much out of that, right? Like when you pay someone to instruct you, you're paying them to give you constructive criticism. So a couple things happen. A, they're good at it, but B, also there's just less weirdness, right? Because like nobody wants to tell somebody else like, oh, that looked like shit, dude, like fix it. You know what I mean? Like it's there's a yeah, you guys know what I mean. I think I'm done soldering. Holy cow, that's ridiculous. So now this build is kind of done, guys. In the strangest twist of fate yet, Ciotti got a build done. Oh man, of course it's an hour and a minute into the stream. I was about to say Ciotti gets a build done in less than an hour, but it just wasn't meant to be. I see some orange over there in the chat. Give me a minute or two. Let me get this into a spot. So here's this wacky piece. All right, and it hooks up to the camera here, and yeah, you need it to mount the camera. It's kind of a weird little setup, but this is the lightest weight split cam, and having the camera up front like this is going to have no duct in view, which is going to be interesting. So we're doing it for the memes. Is that what the cool kids say? Memes, that's what they're called, right? MEMEs. Why are there I don't know which way this goes. Does it go like that or does it go like that? Is the question. Let's see. Well, I'll just snap it on like this and see what it looks like. Oh, it goes like that. Wait, does it? Oh, yeah, it goes like that. Oh, right. The screws... Okay, yeah. All right, so the screws come in from the back, like this. And... Ooh! See that pinky out on that one? Yeah, your boy fancy. I don't know why my pinky did that. It was weird. I feel very self-conscious now. All right, over in the chat, Daltz is here. What's up, brother? Angel Padron, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Which would be the best flight controller that you would recommend to build a 75mm Whoop? Angel, I have that same question. I have somebody else answer that question because I don't have it. I don't know. I have not found an AIO that I really like for that 75 frame. Well, that's not true. The only one the only answer I can give to that question right now is Newbie Drone Acro B V1 because the V1 has the MPU 6000 gyro. The problem is you're going to have to direct solder a set of Happy Model 1102 motors because the Newbie Drone 0802 motors are not big enough for those bigger 75 frame propellers. So yeah, I don't have a great answer, unfortunately, because things. What is this going to do? Oh, this is just a protector. That's interesting. The camera actually mounts to the frame itself, and then this just acts as protection. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. So now we've got this this plastic piece, and then it gives us the little side holes that we're used to for mounting, and then on this frame, you drop it down in that little front area that I showed you, and there are little slots. Little slots that Redshifters has built in. You can kind of see it. To put a screw like that on either side to mount this little guy. So I'm going to do that right now. I think that's the order. I might be doing this out of order. So fair warning. But let's see. Let's see how it goes. I might need to put the top canopy on first, but I'm cautiously optimistic that this is actually going to work. So let's just take a quick look here. Send this through. Alright. So I think I can see this screw hole. No, you fart bag. Come on. Oh my god, so fiddly. Everything on Whoop Wednesday is so fiddly. It gives me actual anxiety. You guys know what I mean? Like when you work on, is it just me, or like when you work on Whoops, are there like, do you have to like get up and like punch the shit out of a pillow, punch or scream into a pillow, or is that just me? It's just like my finger. I feel like my fingers develop anxiety when I'm working. Like it's like I can't move my fingers this precisely for this period of time. I need a break to go shake and scream. Probably just me. Look at that, dude. That is really, really slick. I gotta be honest. I think this Muon frame might be like the best implementation or whatever word you want to use there of these R3D shifters frames. Like this makes a lot of sense to me right here. The way that this goes together, the way that this builds, I really do like and think is sort of the answer. So I just took a look, and the micro SD card slot is facing backwards here, which I mean should be fine. Kind of taking a look here to see if I'm going to run into any, and yeah, I am. So I am running into some interference issues here. Basically what's going on, the plug, there's a plug header on this board for the remote control so that you can adjust the settings, and that's hitting the AIO board. So what I'm going to try to do is flip this thing upside down. I can't believe I didn't notice that before I screwed the camera in. I might need to take the camera out, but let's just see. Let me just see if I can gently kind of flip this thing over. Yeah, that was not bad. Okay, so now this board is upside down. Let's see if that's, oh yeah, that's the ticket. That's the stuff right there. And that actually protects the this crazy ribbon cable a little bit too, which is nice. All right. Okay. I'm going to route that on this side of that little mounting hole just to take up some of the extra cable. And I mean, shit, that's kind of it. We're pretty much there. We're just going to put the canopy on. I'm going to see what I can do about these wires. I should have probably gone a little bit short. I could have gone a little bit shorter here. But I didn't. And it looks like I'm going to be okay with that because I can just sort of send these wires to the side here. And it looks like they're going to be just fine. Oh wait, you guys can barely see. I mean, kind of can't see anyway, but yeah, that's gonna work. I'm cool with that. I don't think there's gonna be any. I'm a little worried about this video wire being right next to whatever the hell this antenna is that they've got here. I can't tell if it's video or free sky, but a little bit worried about that. Although hopefully it's if it's the receiver antenna, then we're totally fine. If it's the VTX antenna, there's the potential for problems, but I bet you we'll be okay because it's not like these VTXs have any power. You know what I mean? Okay, so now we put this guy on top, but all right. So this front piece here, like I was saying, it seems to be just protection. It totally is just protection. This camera, I mean, technically speaking, I could just send 4 screws down here and we could fly this thing around. But this really nice little red shifter setup here is not heavy. and it's going to protect the top a little bit, and it's going to let me tuck these antennas in. So we are going to use it for sure. But I think I can just kind of pull it over like that and sort of put it in there. And all right, so I've got these screws all the way screwed in, which is causing issues. So let's just back these guys out. Come on. Oh, don't be like that. Screw. Why won't... Back out. Back out, you little jerk. Here we go. Alex says, I get anxious when I'm trying to focus on something so small I have no depth perception. You're not alone. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, the no depth perception thing. Maybe that's what's making me freak out. All right. I think I might have missed something in the chat. If you tagged me and I missed it, just do me a favor and copy and paste it, so I don't have to roll over there and scroll up all the time. Or, could do a super chat. Super chats will never get missed. Never, 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 never. Never, 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 never. Because YouTube has a little spot where it puts all of them. Okay, that is much better. All right, so we're going to run this antenna through this side hole. I'm going to put this board as flat as I can here, and let's see if this will drop down how I need it to. Shit. Okay, so the next problem is that connector is now hitting this top canopy. And I don't know how to get around that. Let's hop on to Redshifter's site, and we're gonna take a look at their Muon to see if there's any clues. Oh, and hey, if you want to order from Redshifters, look, starting December 10th, everything's gonna be pre-order. Looks like they're going on vacation, so get your orders in today. And in the note, tell them I sent you. They have been very cool working together with me to get the stiffness of their frames beefed up. And yeah, I want to make sure that they feel like they didn't rip themselves off. That's a weird thing to say, but you guys know what I mean. So here's and this is actually the V2 that I've got. I forgot to mention that. So let's see what their build looks like here. So they've got the board. Oh, I see. So they've got the memory card slot there. Okay. Interesting. Oh, can I see in here? Okay, yeah, so there's the memory card slot in the left rear. In my setup, it's in the right rear. Yeah, you can totally see it there. Okay, let me see if that makes things any better. Actually, no, I'm not, because I don't have enough cable length. That sucks. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, wait, no, they have this one. If that memory card thing was on the back left, that would make this the front. Okay, no, it still hits. It still hits. Okay, so yeah, so that's That's a problem. I don't think there's any other way to control the settings on this thing. How the hell am I going to deal with this? So they definitely have it facing upwards in the same way that I do. Can I like... I mean, obviously I can just break that port off, but then... Well, then I just need to have a... Yeah, I just need to solder it up, which is kind of not the end of the world. I mean, usually you just kind of set the settings once, and that's sort of it, right? So if I cut that off, just test fit it again here. If I cut that off, is there going to be like something else that pops up that interferes? Yeah, I mean the button's going to kind of get in the way. How's this supposed to... Oh, and in the back it looks like the microphone is going to get in the way. What am I missing here? I feel like I'm... Here, let me look at the V1. The V1 has more pictures. And it's pretty much the same thing. The V2 is just beefed up a little bit. All right, so what do we got here? There's the actual one that they built. So yeah, you can see it right there. You can see the memory card on that back, on that motor 3 corner. So then, how are they dealing with the with that plug header? Oh, look at that. They have a separate VTX. It looks like. There's the memory card. All right, what's going on this one? Edoc says, "Does the pirate eye help you with depth perception when working this small?" Do you mean the 5x loop? It does for sure. Well, no, it doesn't help with depth perception, because it takes away your depth perception, but it magnifies it enough where you can actually see what you're doing. So even though you lose depth perception, it actually makes it easier to get it done. Oh, here we go. This is the picture that I needed. Wait a second. What? Oh, they've got a 20 by 20. They've got a 20 by 20 DVR in there. Oh man. I think I got the wrong. Oh wait, no, that's the Whoop size one. Okay. Let me do this. I'm gonna do a quick Google image search. What's up, cmykFPV? How are you, man? How much more time did you spend in Velocidrone? Anything? Or did you have to run after our session? Okay, so there's a Muon build and tricks. Okay, cool. And now let me look in images, see what I can find. Okay. Anybody? Nobody. Okay, that's fine. What do we got in here? Alright, I'm sure there's no music on it now. Oh look, see that's a different frame. It's got I think this is the 20 by 20. Yeah, it is. You can just see it. That's the 20 by 20 board. Oh look, and it's shifted backwards. That's interesting. Huh. Well, this doesn't really help me. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna get around this? High-speed chase, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to watch. Fail forward. Hell yeah, AD. Hell yeah. So... Okay. So the options are leave it like this and break this connector off. And then anytime I need to hook one of the remotes up to this thing, I just have to direct solder it to the two little pins, which is not the end of the world. The other option would be to flip this back over and try to make it work the other way. So let's explore that for a second. Let's see if that's a valid approach here. Basically, I'm gonna see if the that top canopy is gonna hit anything else. So, okay, there's that. If I drop this down and pretend like that same thing isn't currently hitting the goddamn flight controller, if I just go like this and put this back on, let's see what happens. So the first problem is this big thick cable going from the board to the camera is in the way. But now that that's in the middle, oh yeah, it sits nice and flat. This is probably how I have to do it. Email's going crazy. No new patrons yet, though. First person to join my Patreon on today's stream gets a shout out. So if that's something that you enjoy, there you go. So it sits. It's hitting the plug header here. How can I get this top canopy flat enough? It might actually, even though it's hitting that, it might be flat enough. I mean, the top canopy, as we've talked about, the top canopy isn't really going to do much here. It's just a bit of protection. So I guess we really don't need to get it all that flat. I think this would totally work if that goddamn plug header wouldn't hit there. And when I say the plug header is hitting, it's right there. See it? The plug header is just banging into the It's actually hitting the battery leads. So I could, but it's hitting it really hard. Like the battery leads wouldn't be able to be there at all for it to flatten out there. So I could boost it up a little bit. I could like put some spacers in to raise this up. But that's kind of silly. That's that kind of smacks of desperation. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that having it mounted the other way is going to be better. Having it mounted this way, I think, is going to be a little bit better. I just have to decide what I want to do about this. Do I want to just... I think I'm actually going to break it off. Because you really don't need to use the remote more than like once usually, you know? You set the settings and that's kind of it. The problem's going to be like, God forbid oh no, you know what? That's not true, because I want to be able to switch this thing between... Let me look up what the recording modes are. Rubber Bandit, Dictator says. Let me see what the... What was I just going to check? Oh yeah, the recording modes. Runcam, split, light, 3. No. Wait. Was it on that page? Yeah, there it is. Split 3 light. Yeah, that's the one. What are the different recording modes? Here we go. 1080 60, 1080 50, 1080 30, 720 60. Fuck it, I'm breaking that shit off, because I'm just gonna leave it on 1080 60 all the time. Yeah, breaking it off. Not really worth leaving it. So since I'm gonna be breaking it off, let's fire this thing off, up rather. Wow, my brain. My brain don't work. I got really shit sleep last night. I got all wound down, all ready to go to sleep, and then my stomach just betrayed me and I ended up spending like 3 hours in the middle of the night in a small room that echoes a lot. Okay, 1S batteries are all discharged. Great, way to go. Let's get some 1S batteries on a charger. Hi, Kristen, how are you? Okay. Alright. Spacers would be better than breaking shit off. The problem with spacers, Caustic, is it's gonna make the camera mount not work properly in the front. So I don't know. And yeah, realistically, I'm just not gonna ever change the settings. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to break it off either, but I've kind of weighed the other options already, and it seems like that might be the best one. There we go. Okay, we got some 1S batteries in the charger. I have a couple of the big bastards here that I can just use in the interim. Pray for no explosion! explosion! No explosion. But also no lights on the... Oh, hey, there's a light! Look at that! So... Oh, I gotta get goggles. Right. Oh, God. Okay. Let's see if it works. We didn't get any beeps because I don't have any motors plugged in yet. I wonder what channel it's on. R2? There's some signal on R2. Ooh, it's close to R2. It's probably, what, A1? I think they ship a lot of stuff. Nope, no A1. B1? Why would it be on B1 of all channels? No, it's not B1. E1? Getting closer. Oh, fuck. The camera's upside down. Hopefully I can fix that in the software. What the hell channel is it on? Come on now. Really? A8? Why is there signal on A8? Well, that's weird. Okay. So... what do I do now? What channel are you on, Happy Model Board? Oh, it's on super ultra pit mode. Got it. Wait a second. It says no card, but it says no card in the top right corner. And then the video is upside... What the hell? I think I might have... I think I might have the video flipped upside down in the menu. So it's on 1080-60. Loop recording is off. Auto recording is on. That's good. Save and exit. I'm actually glad that it's in ultra pit mode because that makes me not wonder if the AIO is going to blow up. Or at least not wonder as much. But I need to figure out how to... Oh, there it is. Image flip. Off. Yes! Alright, so I'm right side up now. And I've adjusted the settings. And that's kind of it, really. I mean... Ooh, the shutter is not locked. That's interesting. Auto shutter. There we go. Auto shutter, FOV wide, metering, center average, save and exit. And... okay, good to go. So the camera settings are now locked in. If I need to adjust them, I just need to have, just really quickly solder 1 and 2. I mean, that's not that big a deal. I think it's coming off now. Oh, you know what I can do? You know what I can do, chat? Is I can pre-solder a little, if I can find a little double... Oh yeah, that AIO is barely hot. No, it's okay. It's got a little temperature in it. It's got a little temperature in it, but it's not like boiling hot. Like the newbie drone AIOs with the VTX built in on them, when you have them up at like 200 milliwatts, they get fucking hot. Yeah, I can, if I can find a little... Jesus. Let go, motherfucker. My God. Yeah, if I can find a little wire to female JST, whatever the fuck this plug is called, I can have my cake and eat it too. But no matter what, this big bitch has to come off of here. So let's just take care of that right now. This is going to pain some of you guys, but it's just a Whoop AIO board. It's going to blow up after 10 batteries anyway. You know what I mean? Like I know this seems wrong, and it is wrong, but yeah, too late now. We're past the point of no return. Well, let me try this. Well, let's just try to brute force this. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I don't want to lift the pads in the rear. So what if I just kind of, can I just nip that little guy in the back there? Can I nip him? I nipped it. Oh, there, I got that one. Well, I might have gotten that one too. Let's see. No. I was hoping I wouldn't rip the top off like that. Now it's going to be hard to get a grip on it. Oh man, now the plastic is really coming apart. Oh boy, here we go. Let the shit show begin. The other one broke off, so this is now the second connector that I'm breaking off of the boards that are going into this build. What is happening? Oh man. Really? You couldn't have just broken off all nicely? Oh boy. This is getting ugly. It's getting ugly, guys. They solder them on the sides, and usually if you just, usually the side will break off like kind of easy-ish, but not today. Not today, Satan. Not today. Oh my God, this is much uglier than I thought possible. There we go. Okay. All right. Now we get to see if I lifted the trace, or lifted the pad rather. Although it actually looks like they might have put pads under here. My God, that would be nice. Okay. All the plastic is gone. Let's deal with the metal. On the outsides, they're not ground pads or anything. They're just for mounting. So you can rip them off, you can cut them off, you can get them hot and like desolder them. But yeah, they don't really do anything. So I just tear them right off like this, and that lifted the pad. But who gives a shit? It's literally just there for mounting purposes. So that looks like hell, but you know, so do I. You guys don't complain too much about it. And clean up some of this mess here real quick, like. Okay. So what do we got? I clipped those two little guys in the back. Let me turn on the soldering iron and try to remove the there's still a little bit of the metal that I clipped. Let me see if I can remove it. And while I'm at it, let me look at this other pad. I might have lifted it, and I did. So I lifted about half of it, which is kind of fun. It's not like the little remote controller needs a ton of voltage. Can you clip the top of the plastic connector and leave the pins? I thought about that. The back of the connector though is the problem. So it really that wouldn't have worked. I was thinking the same thing though, but yeah, it's it wouldn't have really saved me much, if any, room. Oh wow, so that one pad cleaned right up. Or that piece of metal rather came right off of there. So there's one. And there's two. I'm going to add a little bit of solder to this pad that like kind of half lifted. Because that's one way to like make the pad a little bit bigger with the solder. Like the solder will kind of sit up on top of the part of the pad that lifted and just sort of connect there. What I don't know is which one is ground and which one is signal. I should have looked at that beforehand. But actually, I can kind of just figure it out by looking at this, and the ground pad is the one that didn't lift, which makes an awful lot of sense. Cool, so that's now out of the way. I am not going to think about that until I need to change settings, I think. I don't know of a... I'm pretty sure I don't have a female wired thing to put on here, so let's just keep going. Get this fucker up in the air. Am I right? Okay. Get this guy bent up a little bit better here. And away we go. Move these wires back over where I wanted them. And I'm going to take this and run it up like that. Put that guy flat on there. Oops, sorry guys. And here comes the canopy. Okay. That little guy goes in there. This wraps around the camera. Yeah, like it's already... So what I was saying about the spacers, this is already like being pulled upwards, this thing. If I continued to raise the top of this, it would really start pulling on the front of this little setup, which I don't necessarily want. So yeah, now there's plenty of room on that right side. It still doesn't sit totally flat, but it's completely doable the way that it is now. I think I can just... I mean, let's see. I feel like I can just crank this down now. And then we'll get it into beta flight and do some things. Rip it around.
Can I bother you for a minute?
You can bother me for 100 minutes, Kristen. 100!
Did you want me to go see Brian?
Do you need me to whisper?
No, did you want me to go see Brian?
You can if you want.
Cool.
I was planning on joining you, but...
Okay, and that's all I want to know.
Yeah. Okay, there it is. Now it's in the hole. So the question now is going to be what this... It's still not... It's not going to sit flat. But I think it's going to hold this this top board perfectly fine. I don't know. I'm optimistic right now, guys. How is it that such a simple build is still taking this long? Is this real life? Hey, I'm gonna wrap this up. No matter what, when Blunty goes on, do you guys know what time he goes on? Is it 8 o'clock Eastern? I think it was. I think I saw 6 o'clock Mountain, so that's 8 o'clock Eastern, right? Jesus, that's in 13 minutes. What the hell? What's up, Ripper FPV? How are you? Caustic says, I hope you remembered to hit save and exit on those camera settings. I did. I only had to change that one flip setting. All the other settings were dialed in. Apparently, I must have run this camera. I don't remember having used this camera before. It's I'm a little confused as to why I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. Or I know what it is. I put this camera on something. I did the entire build, and then it either didn't fly right or there was some reason that I didn't actually fly it to get into the camera and see if it was any good. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I don't remember whether or not the FPV feed is any good. Maybe. Or maybe I did fly and I just don't remember. Okay, so I was just getting a little nerdy with those wires. Okay, last screw, and I want to make sure that I don't pinch. Oh no, it's totally fine. Yeah, it's completely fine. So let's see what happens when I crank this. This is kind of the moment. I'm going to crank this last one down, and we're going to see how this top plate sits on here. I kind of feel like it might be fine. It seems okay. Oh yeah, and that brought this down just the right amount. Oh my god. That's like a little brick. Oh my god, it's really stiff too. Dude. Okay. That's pretty legit. That holds it completely fine. And like it doesn't sit totally flat. Like there's a couple spots where the canopy is hitting the HD board, but it's those are the spots where it's holding it. Like it's holding the board solid. So it's, I mean, as long as it doesn't put stress on those components and break those components off, which I guess it could. Ideally, you know, you don't want anything pressing against the components on the PCB, but there's kind of no way not to. And it's just a little tiny whoop, right? Like it's not gonna, we're not gonna generate any kind of crazy G-force on crashes, right? Because it's just not fast enough to do that. Shit. Hey, Alec, man, Alec, you are outdoing yourself with the time codes, man. Very, very cool of you. I'm gonna go in here to edit, and I'm gonna go right here. And so here's the trick, in case you're wondering, if you want to do this in your own videos, to get YouTube to understand it, the very first thing in your description needs to be 00:00. As long as that's the first thing in your description, everything after that YouTube is going to automatically put in. So I'm going to go like that, and then whoop Wednesday, and now I'm going to grab Alex's, and I can just break them up like this. And YouTube will just magically handle the rest. So I go like that, and I go like that. And then I'm a crazy person, so I have to have them all look the same. And we're going to go like that. And now watch this, guys. Oh, well, actually, yeah, I wonder what'll happen. So that, if you guys, like, refresh, that'll be there. I don't know if it'll... I wonder, will it do anything with the Oh, I didn't, Alec. Did I miss him? Did I miss some? Ah, yes. I see. All right, Alec, I'm going to make you a moderator so that your name is in blue. You don't have to moderate. I would actually kind of prefer you to not moderate, just mainly because we already have plenty of moderators, and I would just rather it be. I would rather there be like no moderation whatsoever. To be honest, to be completely honest, but it is helpful. Hold on. Oh man, Alec, this is fucking great, dude. This is very cool of you, man. I really appreciate this. That's the eject button. All of a sudden, I can't function. My brain just shut off is what my brain did. Why can't brain work? How is this is that, wait, I feel like these time codes are, oh, 18 minutes, right, 18 minutes, not 18 seconds. I'm not a smart person. Jeez. There we go. All right. Yeah, I'm very curious what is going to happen right now. Like, does it? I wonder if after the video it leaves the things in the thing. There we go. Awesome. Oh, okay. That's what threw me off. Alec just said I forgot to add the seconds. I think you need to add those. Okay, got it. I can just go in there and throw another :00. Cool. Dustin, my back is all better, thank God. T-Bird, what is up? Big Tater says, do you have to have FPV after your name to be an FPV pilot? You don't, but it certainly helps SEO. That is the really annoying, like, I really didn't want to do CiottiFPV. I just wanted my channel to be Ciotti because that's just what I've always had. But unless you're already fully established and have like lots of other SEO juice out there with your name associated with FPV, it's kind of suicide to not put FPV in your title name if you want any chance of anyone finding you. So you gotta sort of just do it. I know it sucks, but all right, we're caught up again. So let's throw some batteries on here. Batteries, great. Let's throw some motors on here. We'll throw the battery in and we will wrap this fucker up. Okay, so it looks like 4 minutes from now it's Blunty goes live. So I think what I'll do is pull his stream up and we'll let him talk over me finishing this build, and then I'm gonna get out of here. So do me a favor, chat. Freak out and scream and yell when it's time for when it's Blunty time, and I will. Hey, can a moderator drop a link to Blunty's stream, both for me to be lazy and not have to go look it up, and for everybody to be able to go and pull him up? I tried really hard to stream. I mean, I did. I am streaming earlier in the day, but I wanted to stream a lot earlier in the day today so that this wouldn't happen. But I'm useless, so I failed. What actually happened is I really wanted to finish up that the edit from Steele's house. So yeah, that's my excuse. Damn it, I don't have enough of these. I have these really cool little like they're M1.3 black Allen-headed motor screws, and I don't have enough of them, so I'm gonna have to use these stupid, ugly silver screws. Ew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These don't look like they're the same length, though. Thank you, Alec. Oh, is Blunty not... Oh, he streams on Thursdays. Okay, it says 6 days ago. That makes sense. Okay, so I guess we're good then. I was gonna say he didn't schedule it out. It's not Thursday. AD, me and you are gonna get along just fine, man. Yeah, it's exactly AD. I don't know. These kind of look like they're the same length. Whatever. I'm over it. Let's just slam motors on and keep going. You know what it was? Tiago messaged me yesterday and he said, "Yo, don't forget to," because I think we talked about it on the Monday night stream. He said, "Don't forget to link up with Blunty and organize your streams so that you guys aren't streaming on top of each other again." Because I'd asked for somebody to remind me to do that, and I just really quickly went to his channel and saw in his thumbnails it said 6 Mountain Time, and I just didn't even think to look at what day. I just felt like I remembered it being Wednesday. Isn't there something on Wednesday? Is it just me? Is it really just me? Can't just be me. Can't just be me. Oh my god, these fucking little screws, man. And the nut grabber is actually too big for these little screws. Where the hell did the... There it is. These little Phillips head screws are the worst part about micro builds, I think. I think it's safe to say that anything Phillips headed on a micro can go to hell for life and never come back. I mean, look at the... Oh, wait, you guys can't even see. Oh, it's fucking still zoomed in. Big Tater says, how do you change your name in YouTube? Whenever I need to do something in YouTube, I actually I just type my question into YouTube or Google, and it tells me how. Like, I used to go into the Creator Central and look around for it and try to, like, search for new shit and be all good about it, but I don't have time for that shit anymore. I just... And like, not to mention that, like, it's kind of pointless because as soon as you figure out where something is in, you know, in the cockles of YouTube, you guys didn't know that I knew that word, did you? As soon as you figure out where something is, the fuckers move it. So it's like, why even bother? Like, it's the same thing with Facebook. It's like every single time I feel like I might understand how Facebook is working and how to get to shit, they move it all around, and then you got to relearn it all. So it's kind of like, well, fuck it. I won't even try to learn. I'll just search. What's nice is that Siri has been around long enough that contextual-based search is really good. And what that means is you can pretty much go to Google and type in any question that you have and just type it in like you're talking to Google as a person, and more often than not, it will magically give you the answer. And it's actually so good that we're changing the way that we teach our kids. The fact that that exists means that it's arguably a little bit of a waste of time to teach kids to memorize shit, right? Like if there's this magical mystery machine that has every single answer, it becomes more valuable to teach kids how to search than to try to memorize everything. Which is fucking crazy. Like, to me, I'm just like, no, that's bad. That's going to ruin them. But I'm a pretty fucked up person, right? Like, maybe it'll fix them. Maybe, you know? Like, unless, yeah, I don't know. Just because things happened one way in my life doesn't mean that's the right way. You know what I mean? I think it's important to to kind of acknowledge that we're all kind of broken in our own ways. Life sort of does that, you know? And it's okay. Luckily, most people are like that. And once that really sinks in, I feel like you become a lot better person. Like, once you finally realize that everybody's broken, when the guy cuts you off in traffic that afternoon, you don't roll the window down and threaten to kill him. You just go, well, maybe he's just having a really bad day. It's all good. Let me give him a little honk, and then I'll just move on. I'm a lot better at that. I'm a lot better at talking about that than actually doing it. But everybody that watches is male, so I know that you all know exactly what I'm talking about. I think one of the hardest things about our generation, like males that grew up in the 70s and 80s and 90s, I think one of the hardest things is that we were taught that to bury our emotions and to not, and that the only emotion that we are allowed to have, fuck you, is anger. And only having one emotion available, that one emotion becomes like all the emotions. So dealing with anger is, from what I've seen, everybody that I know that's close to my age and male, it's really hard. It's really tough, and like it's that, you know, short temper thing that and depression makes it a lot worse, unfortunately. And it really like magnifies it. But you know, what the fuck are we gonna do? We just have to try to acknowledge it and talk about it if we want to be super brave, right? And just try to be better. Wake up every day and try to be a little bit better than the one right before it. Much, much, much easier said than done. License to Drive says, I learned years ago it's easier to remember where and how to find specific information than the actual specific information. Yep, I mean, that is like perfectly put. The problem, of course, being what happens when the internet goes down? like the yeah, I mean, like, what if the internet goes away completely? There's going to be a lot of people that don't know how to survive. I mean, hopefully we can all search YouTube for how do I survive without the internet right before the internet goes down. Because once it goes down, we're going to have to ask other people, and who the hell wants to talk to other people? Interesting time to be alive, man. We're very lucky as a generation to have lived through the internet, the creation and the build up of the internet. For all of the horrible things that we tend to say about the internet, it is one hell of a creation that has done a lot of good. All right. Woo! Okay, good. Done with these ridiculous screws. Almost. Big Taters did it. Hey, there it is. Big Taters _ FPV. Where was it? Actually, don't even tell me. It doesn't matter where it was. I won't remember. Nobody will remember. But we'll get frustrated and we'll just do a quick search and then Google will tell us. Did you literally go to YouTube and just search how do I change my name, Big Taters? I think that's what I did last time I had to do it, and it just told me like right away. It was like, here, do this. You know, here's how lazy I am. I will I'll actually almost always search Google first, because a lot of times the very first search result will have the answer like in text that I can like instantaneously read and know, versus with if I do the search on YouTube, or if I click one of the YouTube video answers to the question, I have to wait 10 seconds for the person to say, hey, my name is Captain Fucko, here's the answer to your question. Yeah, that's how much of a hurry I'm in. We got our motors on. Happy model 0802 25,000 kV there. My favorite motors for 1S. I was really hoping to get Jesse from tinywhoop.com got a bunch of the Danger onesies back in, which are 0802 27,000 kV. And one of you guys was cool enough to ask him to put a set aside for me, and he said that he was gonna, but I don't know if he actually did, because I messaged him and he said, yeah, I got a set put aside for you, but there's a bunch that are going in, so just go on the website and you should just be able to buy them. But I didn't see them go in stock on the website when he said that, and I replied back and I said, hey, I feel like I missed them again. And it's been like a week. That was like a week ago, and I haven't heard back from him. And I'm sure he's super busy, but I don't know. I just feel like I might have missed my chance to score some onesies. So I'll just have to keep buying these. I mean, to be totally honest with you guys, the bell on the Danger onesies looks identical to these. So I don't know. I feel like they might just be these motors with in a different color, basically. Maybe they're not. Like, definitely don't quote me on that. So here's the issue that I mentioned with these Happy Model boards, and this is gonna be a problem for me. God damn it! I thought there was enough clearance on this board, but there most certainly is not. So yeah, they moved this plug over. Come on, Logitech, you can do it. There it is. Look at this plug here. Where is it? You guys can probably see it by now. The one, there it is. The plug that's not plugged in. See how they shifted it over? Because there's the bind button. There's the bind button there. So they shifted this plug over, and now it's in the fucking way. I'm sure it's not in the way of the Mobula frame, but like, I don't know, man. If you were designing an AIO, even if you were designing it for like a specific rig, wouldn't you maybe like make sure it fits other frames, you know? Or is the approach make it not fit other frames so that they have to buy your frame, right? So they have to buy a Mobula frame. I would like to think that that's not the case, right? Because that's kind of shitty. But hey, that's business. Duh! I say it like that because I despise with the whole of my being the American way, which in this case is you can be as horrible as you want in business as long as you just say like you can be amoral, you can rip people off, and then you can just say, well, that's just business, that's just how business works, and you can just hide behind this notion that yeah, it's okay to treat people horrible as long as it benefits some, you know, your business or the business that you work for or whatever. It's one of the hardest things for me to. I've been in the corporate world for the past almost 20 years, and man, that is something that would just happen over and over and over again, and every time it happened, I would just like, man, it's one of those things where it's like this is not for me. Like this is not the place for me to be. So I'm able to get it plugged in, but the frame is now leaning on the motor connector. So the AIO is no longer free floating. The AIO is being pushed in this direction by the frame. And that's the exact thing that happened when I put this Happy Model AIO into the Cockroach 75 frame. It's not great, but if the motors are smooth, there's actually a chance that it might be okay. We're gonna find out. If we have like massive vibration issues in this build, it's probably because of that. So this is pretty much good to go. Let me get it hooked up to Betaflight real quick. We'll do a super fast setup, and I will test hover it. And that's going to be that for Whoop Wednesday this week, boys and girls. Okay. Here we go. Dalton says 5 batteries and an urban park. Let's go see CiottiFPV. Dalton Sage, what are you saying? 5 batteries and an urban park. Let's go see ya. Let's go. What, Dauntless? I don't know what that means. I feel so dumb. Not really, Perry. I've just been meaning to build this for a while. The spot that we're gonna go to tomorrow is mainly for me at least, it's a 5-inch spot. It's actually not the worst tiny whoop spot in the world, but I try not to fly the tiny whoops outside because it's just so brutal on them. And most of these tiny whoops, I'm trying to also kind of preserve a little bit, because they're going to be used for like cinema shit. If that's cool. All right, good. That is done. Here we go. Betaflight 3.5.7. We can't have that. Crazy Bee F4R. Update firmware. Select your board version. Crazy Bee F4R. Where are ya? Crazy Bee F4R. And we're going to go 4.2.5. Wait, no, hold on. Caustic, is he on? I looked on his channel and I didn't see a scheduled live stream. And then I looked at the date and I think it's Thursdays. Yeah, it's Thursdays. He streams on Thursdays because it says 6 days ago. Yeah, so I was wrong. Where was I? Oh, where is it? There it is. Opinion on the Eachine E010. Dustin, is that the $20 Tiny Whoop? Eachine 010? E010? I think that's a $20 one. I mean, for $20, like, you would kind of have to be crazy to not buy it. You know what I mean? And so I didn't flash it because I just wanted to really quickly come in here and take a screenshot in the ports tab, and then I also want to take a quick look at the config tab to see if there's anything interesting going on. FR Sky D, I'll take a quick screenshot of that just to make sure. All right, so those are the only things that are kind of like board specific. Crazy BF4R, 4.2.5, load firmware online, flash firmware. Give this a second or two. Yeah, Dustin, I mean, like, for real, just, I can't believe I never got one. Yeah, I mean, it's $20. Like, it would just be so cool to have. Not to mention that that kind of like started it all. That E010 started sort of everything. People put the cameras on it and hopped them up and yeah, just a great guys, look, I got a new phone for the first time since the iPhone 5S. The iPhone 5S was the last time I had a new phone. My parents got me Kristen and I iPhone SEs for Christmas, and holy shit, things have changed since. So I had that iPhone 5S forever, and then when that blew up, I went to an iPhone 7, and that was a big step up. That was really awesome. But then that blew up, and I went down to an iPhone 6, and the iPhone 6 was just like the 5S, and it was like older, and it was kind of falling apart. And yeah, this iPhone SE is it's quite the thing, man. I know that for some of you guys that get new phones more often than like every 8 years, you're probably rolling your eyes like, this fucking guy. But yeah, it's a big deal for me, man. And look, it's red. I got it in red because I'm a fucking nerd. Now I gotta get a purple sticker made. Hey, it's done flashing. Look at that holographic sticker. Don't you want one? You can have one. Go to Etsy. Go to CiottiFPV.com and then go to Etsy. And you can order one. Or not. Artemis is here. What's up, brother? Dustin says, thanks for the answer. Mine actually just showed up today, and there's a decent camera and clever antenna that's going on. Nice, Dustin. Yeah, that, oh. That'd be a cool giveaway item, wouldn't it? Be a fucking perfect giveaway item. It doesn't cost me anything, and it's like amazing. Like, who doesn't want another a stupid little tiny whoop floating around? You know what I mean? Like, tiny whoops are just so infinitely fun and useful and like, yeah. Damn. Dustin, thanks for the idea that you didn't even know you were giving me. E010. I'm gonna buy a dozen of those goddamn things. Wow, $14.99. How? I mean, when they were $19.99, my brain was melted. Wow, you can get them for $19.99 on fucking Get FPV stateside? Oh, it's on back order. Okay, I was gonna say. Oh, it is brushed though, so I guess that's the only. God, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I guess that's the only real downside is that it's brushed. But I mean, you could buy like 4 of these things for the same price that you would pay for a brushless whoop, and then you could just tie the 4 of these all together, and yeah, you'd have like 100 grams of thrust. what's happening here? Oh, wait, yeah. We're Whoop Wednesday. Right, got it. Okay, so let's get the accelerometer calibrated to some extent. All right, cool. Get the ports put back. Oh, we're good to go. It was, I think there was just, or wait, no, it wasn't Tramp. It was Smart Audio, I think, down here, right? Let's check it. Let me, oh, come on. Come on, computer. Thank you. Now I forget what I was going to check. Oh, the screenshot. Yeah. TBS Smart Audio. There it was. And then what did the other screenshot I took was FR Sky D. Okay, good. Free Sky D, here I come. Free Sky that D all day long. What is happening? 180 arm degrees. FR Sky D. Come in here and turn off constant air mode. Turn on telemetry. Turn on D-Shot beeper. And those are all the things that I do. Nope, I forgot to reverse the motor direction. Fail. Forevermore says so 4x4 colon 1. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 4 4-in-1s. Yeah, exactly. Oh, shit. All right. Come on. What are we doing here? Configuration. Artemis, thank you for that. Click buttons. It helps. Thank you. My email is still up. Doesn't look like any new patrons. Oh, I don't know. If somebody joins the Patreon right now, I will give you much love. That's all I'll do. I'll just give you much love. I promise you're going to like it, though. I promise. 10 cents a day. You can do it. I know you can. For 10 cents a day, you can support your buddy, and you can get access to all the deepest, darkest secrets of a madman. A legitimate crazy person. Let's get my rates dropped in here. Oh, wait, no, it's a tiny whoop, so we're going to go 0.6. Chomper FPV with a $9.99 super chat. And a little wrecked, what is that, a hippopotamus? A little wrecked hippopotamus whose chair fell apart. Thank you, Chomper. Much appreciated. Chomper for the win, indeed. All right, let's get some filter action. Nah, you know what? Let's leave it. We're going to leave the filters alone. I'm just going to get this thing up in the air because Kristen and I got to run out. So I am going to bump these up some. And this is just like a super rough starting point for a whoop. Let's go 35 and 38 on the D-min, and then feed forward we're going to bring down to 10, 15, and 60. These are just sort of values that over the years I've realized work really well as a starting point for me. For you guys, if you're going to do this and crank the stock PIDs up right off the bat like this, make absolutely sure that you keep a really close eye on your motor temperatures because this is a really good way to cook a motor or cook an ESC. Don J says, what's the best way to support you? Which platform takes the smallest cut? PayPal takes no cut as long as you send it as a friend. So if you go to CiottiFPV.com, and scroll all the way down, there's a link, there's a button that says PayPal. That's going to send as a friend directly through PayPal. But to be honest with you, I would prefer for like everybody that watches this to just hop on the Patreon. It's just it gives you guys access to some really good stuff that I've spent a lot of time putting together. And it's also the closest thing to like a paycheck for me. And then I've got this nice place where I can like message you guys secure. It really, really, really does help. And I also, I've really become like a believer in Patreon, and I'm kind of wanting to get as many people on there as possible in hopes that they'll find others that are doing cool shit on Patreon, for them to kind of get involved with. And yeah, I don't know, I've just had such a cool experience supporting other people on Patreon. I would love for you guys to kind of have that same experience, and for a couple bucks a month, being able to support someone and get you know, a little bit of an insight into their life is super cool. What is this, D8? Yeah, so that's going to be the beta whoop model, I think. And nope, that's D16. Derp! Newbie drone whoop model is the D6 model. Let's make some binding noises. What do you say? Okay. Let's come in here. Thanks for the question, Dante. That's the kind of question that I want. Am I pronouncing that somewhat right? Dante? Dante? You ever listen to Scary Pockets? Patreon CEO's band. No, I've never heard of them. Scary Pockets? It's a crazy name. Bind_RX. Puts the tiny whoop into binding mode. The transmitter is beeping away. So in theory, we're already bound. Let's go. Save. And take this out of binding mode. Cycle the power, even though technically I don't think you really need to do that, but I always do it because I was once told to do it. Alright, so we should be... Hey, look at that! This is what I'm talking about, man. This is the kind of a build that I can get behind. No bullshit. Throw it together and it works. AUX 1, AUX 2, AUX 3, and we've even got RSSI on AUX 4. That's a whole build. And there was even some troubleshooting, right? Like, I that was a... yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's how a tiny whoop should be built. Horizon mode, because I only really use it in the case that I lose video. I don't actually fly in horizon mode. I just use that as a, oh shit, I lost video switch. Beeper, which is super important with a tiny whoop, goddamn, because they're impossible to find when you crash them. Air mode, I like to put on a switch on AUX 2 so that I have the ability to turn air mode off. Yeah, I'll put it on the middle position and the forward position. Launch control, because it's fun. And there's one more. Flip over after crash. 3, and I actually leave that one in the middle, come to think of it. Alright. I did not flash JESC yet, EEDoc. I'm just going to test hover this on regular old Muchachoville. I don't know. I just want to get this test hovered, and then I'm going to close this thing down because we got to run out. Why Horizon and not angle? Go-Kart Mozart says angle mode. If I flip into angle mode and for some reason I try to do a flip or a roll, there's a good chance that I'll crash. When I flip into horizon mode, if I try to do a flip or a roll, I won't crash. You know what I mean? Like, or you know what it is if I take off and it's in, and I forget to move that switch to acro, and I take off in angle mode, there's a good chance I'll fucking wreck. Because I do this on all my rigs. So I do this on 5-inch and on everything. So yeah, horizon it's a little bit more normal. And yeah, because initially I had that same thinking. So I would put it in, I would do that with angle and not horizon. And yeah, I had a couple of situations where I crashed. And I was like, let me try horizon. And that fixed it. So, test hover. Let's see. I don't even know if the motors are in the right spots. Hold on. Well, they're in the right spots because it's an AAO board. But what I don't know is if they're spinning in the correct direction. So let me check that real quick. Oh man, it is so hard to tell with the little motors. Alright, that one's good. Ooh, that one's good too. Oh god. Damn it. That one's wrong. That one's right. 3 out of 4. Not bad. Wait a second. No, that one's correct too. Look at your boy, knowing how to build the quad. Holy shit on a shingle. So yeah, it should work. Let's test hover it. Oh, I didn't put the little battery bay on the bottom. Hold on. No, hurry, quickly. Go, go, go. I literally need to put this on to be able to hold the battery. It doesn't have a battery pooch at the moment. So the battery bay setup on these Redshifter's frames is pretty slick. It's this little thing. There's multiple different ones that you can use, and for different configurations of battery. 1S, 2S, big battery, small battery. This is the standard super simple one for 1S. And it's just a little hammock. It's just a little banana hammock for your little banana. And yeah, it just slots in like that. And that's it. It's just this perfectly simple little guy. It's technically meant for the smaller batteries, but shit, I don't. Those are still charging, I think. Oh wait, no, they're done. All right, but these big batteries will fit. When you put the big batteries in there, it stretches it out a little bit, so that yeah. Stu Pedasso says, what's the best replacement camera for HDHX115? Why not get the same camera? Is going to be my first thought / question. So yeah, that's how it just, like, but it's perfect, man. It really, it just holds the batteries just right. I mean, it's like, when I first saw that it was the setup, I was like, well, that's not going to work. And then I used it, and it absolutely worked perfectly fine. So, I was trying to figure out how to get enough. TinyWhoop.com is selling solid pin connectors that are 90 degree. And whenever I get an answer back from Jesse, I'm going to order some because, yeah, these are, I find that I never have enough, quite enough wire on these, and I made one of these into a 90. I made 2 of them into a 90. One of them failed, the other one's still working, and it was really nice as a 90. It was kind of like, wow, Why hasn't this been this way from the jump? So I'm just going to push this battery up a little bit. Jesus, yeah, this is like ever so slightly, just exactly too short. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see how the video, not the video noise, the okay, there's no propellers on there. Let's see how the oh man, I don't know what I'm saying. You guys just pretend like I said something intelligent there. Let's throw these guys on. I've been meaning to test the HQ 4 blades against the gem fans. And this will be a good little excuse to do that. I'm not even going to put these on all the way. What I like to do with these HQs is put a hole in the top so that they'll oh wow, that one slid down farther than I thought they could. All right, maybe not. I'll just force them on. I hate having to push. There's a when I'm pushing these props onto these little tiny whoop motors, there's always like a point where I think, all right, you're now pushing too hard and you're gonna break something. But then 9 times out of 10, if you just push a little bit harder, that's when they'll actually drop on the shaft. But I always have this moment where I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna fuck this motor up. It's so little. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, it knows how to dance. It knows how to dance, guys. Oh my god. Oh, and it flies great. Holy shit. Maybe. Let's see. So here's one of the tests that I've been doing. Is to put oh no, so it's got vibration problems. So I'm gonna leave the throttle in the same spot. Ready? Throttle's in the same spot. Oh, well, now it's okay. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, that's not a great sign. So when it won't hold, when a quad refuses to just hover at the same altitude, when like you put the throttle to the correct throttle input where it should hover, and it starts to go up and down and shit, that's not enough filtering, basically. That's the too many vibrations making their way into the gyro, and yeah, the flight control software and the PID loop are basically going, what the fuck? Ah! And they're unable to smoothly hold the rig at the same height. So let me do this. I'm going to drop the filter sliders all the way down to 0.7 for both gyro and D-term. And we're going to see what happens. Telemetry lost. I really don't like having to do that. But micros are tough with vibrations. My hunch here is that it's because of the it's because of what we were talking about with the this AIO not fitting quite right. All right, so let's see. So it's better. But see, did you see it just do that? Did you see it just like fall on its face and lose altitude? That's not good. See it? That's the that's a vibration problem. The other thing you can do with tiny whoops is just hold them. Just arm them when you're holding them. And you can get a feel. Yeah, there's a lot of vibes going on in here. And you can raise the throttle. And you'll feel at different throttles, there's different vibrations. Yeah, that's a little too vibey. So, more work is needed. That's a little annoying. I gotta be honest. I'm a little annoyed. I was really hoping that this would just go together and be vibration free and so yeah, we're gonna have to do some tuning work, but the build is done. That's the first big step, and I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks for hanging, guys. That is a really cool build. Hey, here's some sexies of the build. That's what it looks like. Focus, jerk. Fuck you. I'll manually focus it. God damn it. Could be the propellers. I don't have. I've only run these propellers once or twice, and they were fine, but I'm definitely gonna try the jump fan propellers. So there's the build done. Now we just got to get it to fly right, which is always the which is always important, I should say. There it is. I really like this frame. I really, really do. And it's nice and stiff. Like once everything is put together now, this is the Muon V2. The stiffness is definitely there with this frame as I throw it. So yeah, we will get the vibration issues figured out with this at the latest on Whoop Wednesday of next week. Probably before then though, because I really want to fly that thing, man. This is such a cool setup to have 1080p 60 frames a second up front with no props in view on a rig that you can fly like, you know, like if somebody's on the phone, you can fucking zip it between their... That's amazing, right? No black box pixel pusher, which is... Yeah, a real pain in the ass. The black box chip is kind of big, so it's really hard to fit it. Although, now that I say that, does it have black box? There is a chip. I did see a chip that looks a lot like a black box chip. Nah, no black box. I just checked. Yeah, no black box. I don't think any of the Whoop boards have it yet, because the black box chip that everybody uses, it's just kind of big. It's and on the Whoop boards you can't put a big chip on there. There's just too much shit. Artemis Prime says, what motors? Happy model 0802 25,000 kV, and then. What's TWSS? I'm so bad with acronyms. And then Artemis says, you're tough. I'm not sure why. What is it? That's what she said. Wow, I'm old. Alec dropping some juicy timestamps. Pixel pushers, we talked about that. And then Dante says, just got the Tiny Hawk 2 ready to fly bundle as my first drone. What modifications do you recommend to do first, aside from the radio TX16 is on the way? Dante, I'm going to blow your mind, and believe it or not, I'm going to recommend that you not do anything to it. I'm going to recommend that you leave it alone, which is insane. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Tiny Hawk 2... there's just not a good upgrade path for it. The everything is proprietary about it. So just leave it alone. Save your money for the next rig. One of the things that you're gonna run into is that you're gonna crash that one rig that you have, and then you can't fly, and you're gonna be like waiting on parts, and it's gonna drive you up the wall. And right now in your journey as a soon-to-be FPV pilot, the only thing that matters is just flying, is just pouring time into the sticks. You should be on the simulator, hopefully, already. If you're not, get on the simulator. I like Velocidrone. Yeah, it's all about stick time for like the next year of your life. So the key is, how do I get as much stick time as possible? And one of the best ways to do that outside of the simulator is to have multiple rigs, to have 2 or 3 or 4 rigs, because you're always going to have one that's broken. You're always going to be waiting on parts for at least one. So almost an hour a day on the sim. Nice, dude. Keep doing that. Do that for an entire year and you'll be better than I am. So yeah, leave that rig alone. The upgrade path is like worthless on the Tiny Hawks, which is kind of a good thing in a weird way. And yeah, just focus on saving your pennies, doing your research, figuring out what you want your next build to be, and get directly into that second build. If you can get that second build to run on the same batteries as the first build, huge thumbs up there. Those are a couple of the really nice tricks to get you going in the right direction. Resist the urge to spend money on that Tiny Hawk 2. Also resist the urge to build something completely different right now. You're going to build something completely different down the road for sure, but if you can get 2 rigs that run on the same batteries, that have like, maybe even they have like similar gear on them, that's going to help you out so much in what is going to be a really fun journey for you. Dauntless says, Albert Kim 2-inch ESC blew up, but I think I'll replace the whole stack with a Mamba Toothless 2 Nano runcam DVR on board. Problem is, when I break a motor, I'll have to... There it is. Replace them all because I can't find any more because they're 3 years old. Oh, God. Yeah, that was me with the F40 Pro 2s for a little bit there. You're certainly welcome, Dante. And last comment of the stream, Dustin says, I agree, need some serious stick time. FPV quads are a whole different animal for sure. Did you hear about the DJI FPV sim yet? No. Haven't installed it yet. Here's the inconvenient truth about simulators. It doesn't matter. Just pick one and use it. None of the simulators are going to be good enough to actually like lock you in the way anything's going to fly in the real world. All of the simulators are just drilling into your head the required stick movements, and it starts to build up like your judgment, your ability to judge whether or not you're going to hit something that's farther ahead. But yeah, none of the sims are that much better than any of the other ones where it really matters. So just almost close your eyes and point to one and just get into it and spend as much time in there as you can. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. CiottiFPV.com has a million ways you can support me if you want me to continue to do this full time moving into 2021. I need your help. I need everybody's help. I don't have a big enough audience to just have that work yet, but we're getting there. You guys are helping me every single time, and we're going to make it happen. I hope. Dauntless H says, Starlight with less FOV or standard with a hefty amount of FOV for the Toothless 2 Nano. FOV over everything. I'm a big fan of... Our human being eyeballs have like 180-ish FOV. So if my FPV camera is as close to 180 as possible, I fly better. Maybe that's just me, but you asked. Be good, everybody. Thanks for hanging. Later. Here's some flying. You know how I like to leave you guys a little bit of flying love. This is the Newbie Drone Flow testing. I think there's a crash in here. You'll get to see one of the crashes that the Newbie Drone Flow's sucked up and didn't really care too much about. Thanks, guys. Be good. Enjoy. Oh, desktop audio. Where are you? There we go. See you guys Friday or Sunday or whenever I stream next. Where did the... There it is. I'm pretty impressed. I'm most impressed by the durability, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. That was the big worry of mine.